I'm inspired by George Renninger, James Lewis, Stephen Rose, Sherry Werner, Rhonda Dasher, everyone I met in Georgia, and everyone who's involved with me on the training call. You're all fantastic people and you love this company, you're committed to this company. I believe that we need to create a presentation that is consistent and is simple. And I've created one and I want to test it. It's very similar to what George is doing. It's based on a lot on what I heard James say. But I went back in and I found some videos and one audio. And I built it around the 4 pillars of one dream, one vision, one team, one mission. And I built it in such a way, mostly the way that James does, so that we can move people through this process. I want to share it with you. I'll send you the link. It's buried in the blog. It's not out there. People don't know about it. But I want us to try it because as soon as we've got 100 people that have had this presentation, then we'll have some hard numbers on if it works or not. So I'm going to train you on how to do it. The other thing is important is this. I have a friend who's number 2 money maker in another company, and I listened to his training on presentation. And there are 3 or 4 key things that I think are very, very valid, and I think we're missing them. I think it's important that we don't give information unless we're in this presentation place. And that's what James is doing so well when he creates his appointment. I think if we just casually tell people everything we know and love about Max and glutathione and ribosine, that more times than not we give people enough information to make a decision that they won't join us. And we also, by not giving a consistent presentation, we also take away the practice of weeding out the customer users and the builders. And I think that we need to try this focus. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong, but I think I'm right. And there again, George's example, because this is not that far from his, and James's example are proving that there's something to this process. The best way to think about this is I have to give a presentation so someone has enough information to make a yes-no decision. If I think of it like a valley, I'm standing on one edge of the valley and I want to get to the other edge of the valley where they sign up. A presentation builds a bridge across that valley, and if I give them bits and pieces of information, I drop down into what my friend calls the valley of hell, and I get lost down there, and I never get back up the other side where I can ask them, will you join? And so we want to bridge. And my friend doesn't give a presentation. He doesn't give information until he gives a presentation. So when people say, well, I'd like to know about it, and you say, great, when we have 20 minutes, I can show you. They say, well, just tell me. No, it's so important. It's changing my life so much that I want to take 20 minutes. They'll find the 20 minutes. If they don't find the 20 minutes, they're not going to join anyway. So move on. Don't think you can convince everybody, but you can present to most of the people. So here's what it looks like. What you're looking at is a blog post, and as I mentioned, you'll get the link to it. We're going to test it, and then we'll decide where we go with it. As you look at the blog post, you notice that right here there's a PubMed link. So this was James's suggestion. So I hit that. That'll open PubMed in another browser. And then what you do is you tell the people up at the top just to enter glutathione. And when they do that, my microphone's in the way, sorry. They'll see the number of studies that are being created right there. You can look over at the total number. This shows 124,879 search results. Now, as you know, if you put in a condition, you'll see even more. So the whole point of this isn't to tie us to any condition that someone might have, but merely to get them to go, wow, look at that, 124,000. Yeah, and if you look at them, they're very scientific, but man, this glutathione is a big deal. And that's all we want to have happen. So once we've had that experience, so they understand that glutathione is big, you kick out of that and you come back. And then you say, and you can read the text there, the sheer number of studies indicates the increasing level of research that's being conducted as science continues to understand the power of this naturally occurring compound. That's what glutathione is. It's involved as here's a technical term if you want. It's a coenzyme in oxidation reduction reactions in cells. It's tripeptide derived from glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. Look at, I even stumble on it. George Renninger says it beautifully. He says it means toxins out and energy in for our bodies. There you go. That's it. Now, where did all this come from? It came from this really sweet man named Dr. Nagasawa, and I took what he said. This is a 3-minute video. All of the videos in this presentation take you about 12 minutes total. So you can come down and say, okay, this all began with the dream of this man. And you click on that, and then he's going to talk to you for 1 minute and 36 seconds. There's George having him talk, and he's going to explain his dream for taking glutathione to the world. Now, after they've watched that video, you say, what can Max produce products do for you? All right? Our patent nutrient. Now, if they want to talk about the product, this information right here is right out of the glutathione brochure. It's the same information. But instead of bringing 3 or 4 places, I put it all in one spot. So you can talk to them. You can share with this. Here are the 12 amazing health benefits once your glutathione is raised. So you can take them through that. So they understand first, glutathione's a big deal. Don't have to dive into the science. Don't go into the science. It'll kill you. It's a big deal. That's all they got to understand. Here's this sweet doctor who spent 32 years and he's discovered something about how to raise glutathione levels, right? So a dream had to be married with a vision. Here's Steve Scott. Same thing. Tell about Steve. Click this. This video is 5 minutes long. Steve, it opens up. Steve tells about all that he's done, all the things, tells about his books, tells about losing his jobs, and then he's going to tell you about how much of a discovery glutathione was and this technology and what he had to do. Third, the team. So you've got the dream, you got the vision, you got the team. We know it's a big deal. Joe Wojtycki. What happens when you meet a dream that overpowers your own? And that's what Joe talks about. So you click this, and there's a little bit of dialogue so you can help understand Joe. This is our CEO. This is a guy who was Harvard educated, and when he heard what Dr. Nagasawa was doing, and he tells the story here, and he invites you to be a member of the dream, of the team, and that's 4 minutes and 30 seconds. So you share that. Then you come to one mission. Now this is where you start to move into the close. The experiences that people are having, I'm reading from the page. The experiences that people are having because of this remarkable opportunity are amazing. My personal experience is simply wonderful, and you share your personal story. If you want to pull in one of the I Am Max videos that are out there, that's fine. Then when you told people basically testimonials, and you can share a couple that are there on the We Are Max videos, then you say there are 3 types of people involved with Max. I'm reading this paragraph right here. Some choose to simply use the product and enjoy the benefits that we have already spoken about, right? Others use Max as a part-time way to supplement their income and even pay for their products. And still others, number 3, commit to their own legacy and seek a life-changing experience. Okay? So you're going to ask them, where do they see themselves? Now you start this. This is Jasmine from the call the other day. It's 2 minutes and 34 seconds long, and it's an audio, but it is the most powerful close that I've heard of just saying to people, decide you want to be in, yes or no, make a choice for yourself. So you let them listen to that, and then you simply say, this right here, would you like to get started with Max today? When you ask that question, be quiet. Do not speak until they speak. Because when they speak, they will tell you where you are. And if they say, well, I might want, because what you want is a yes or a no. Maybes will kill you. Yes, I'm in. No, I'm not. Maybe. Well, why maybe? I got to talk to somebody. Okay, great. Fine. Can I go and share this information with them? Try to keep control of that presentation. If you have to, you have to, but you want a yes or a no because you're sorting, but you've given them enough information to make that decision. If they say, well, I'd like to try the product, but is there a way to make money? Okay, great. Now, this is James's suggestion. Step down, and it's the business strategy, which coincides exactly with the three types of people. A customer income, I get a few customers, get a little steady income. A bridge income, where I can get into some bonusing, and I can, sell some packs of information, or I can build that long-term residual income. So I can explain that. Then if they're really serious about getting into it, this is page 12. This is just the compensation plan, nothing new here. There's page 12. Show them that they want to get in and they want to go. But here's the kicker, and here's why this will work. People say, well, how do I do the business? And you go, you do what I just did. And it takes 20 minutes. And that's it. So let's give this a try. What I want is 100 people having seen this presentation, and then let's see what those sign-up sheets work with. Tell me if you're in or out. Thanks.